Hey guys, it's Tina. So I am back. Hi. I'm so sorry. I've been away for so long, very unexpectedly, but I had a couple things happen in my life and I figured, I need to give you guys a life update. You guys have been with me for almost 2 years now and I just kind of fell off the face of the earth for a while. So I figured you probably want to know why. I'll explain everything to you guys. It's not anything horribly tragic, but just a bunch of things kind of happened all at once. Please forgive me, I am congested because I am just now getting over sickness number 2 in the last 6 weeks, which I'll tell you all about. That's kind of part of the reason I wasn't filming as well. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a background story, just an update on my life and what's been going on. So I think the last video I put up was in the beginning of February, and that was a collab video. I think it was a recipe for the Super Bowl, so that tells you just about how long I've been away. It's been a little bit more than 2 months. I did not intend to be away that long, but a couple things happened. Right after I filmed and uploaded that video is actually the day after Twinkle, my cat, got really, really sick. I was sitting downstairs on the couch and all of a sudden I just heard this blood-curdling meow cry, like a cat cry. I can't explain it, but it was, as soon as I heard it, I knew something was horribly wrong. So I ran upstairs here and she was laying on the floor, kind of struggling to breathe. She couldn't walk, she couldn't move, she was crying. So I just picked her up and put her right inside my shirt and just went straight to the vet. From the time she collapsed to the time we got to the vet was probably about 20 minutes. Anyway, got her to the vet. The vet took a look at her and said, I don't know what's wrong with her, but this is definitely not good. Like she wasn't very hopeful at all for Twinkle. Now, Twinkle had just been to the vet about maybe 2 weeks prior to that because she had a UTI. And at that time, we had done blood work on Twinkle, and the vet looked at that blood work from 2 weeks prior, and everything was normal. Like there wasn't anything in her blood work to indicate that she had something like a kidney issue, which is really, really common in cats, especially older cats. Nothing like that. Everything in her blood work was fine. So she didn't feel like doing more blood work would be beneficial in finding out what was going on with her. The vet just kind of recommended basically that we do some tests, which were going to be, sorry, that's Homer in the background. He's meowing because he loves to be on camera. Anyway, they recommended that we do some tests, which were going to be anywhere in the neighborhood from $2,000 to $4,000, which, obviously cost is not an object when we're talking about, my animal's life and their health. But the likelihood that Twinkle would survive these tests was very low. Twinkle had kind of been steadily losing weight without explanation for the past year or so. Her weight was very, very low at that point. I think she was 4.5 pounds. And again, she'd been eating, but she'd been throwing up a lot, stuff like that. So her weight was really low, and the condition that she was in on that day at that time, the vet did not think that she would survive anesthesia. She gave her about a 30% chance of surviving just even going under anesthesia to have these tests done. So basically they told me to take her home, keep her comfortable as possible, and that we would just do follow-up visits and kind of just revisit it and see where we were at. So I took her home. Obviously I was heartbroken. We really just thought, this was going to be it. This was the end for Twinkle, but I wasn't sure what to do. The vet just said, give it a couple days, figure out what you want to do and then let me know. We'll just keep an eye on her condition, see how she's doing in 3 or 4 days and then, revisit it from there. So I just took her home and, I held her as much as I could. I pet her, I'd lay with her. She wasn't walking, she wasn't eating, she wasn't using the bathroom. Like I would try to carry her upstairs a couple times a day. I'd go to the litter pan, but she wouldn't, go in it or use it. She wasn't using the bathroom at all. It was really, really bad. So I'm so sorry, guys. This is probably going to be a little bit choppy on the editing, and that's because I'm just sick. I keep coughing, so I'm trying to talk and not cough, but I keep going through these coughing fits, so I'm going to edit those out, but if the video's choppy, that's why. Anyway, I took her back in for a follow-up. I don't remember if it was the 2nd or 3rd time, but my vet was actually away and she had another vet in her office covering for her. And this lady was kind of, I don't know what the word I'm trying to look for is, kind of just like flighty. Like she was just like a little bumblebee. Like she was just kind of like walking around the room, like talking to herself, like, oh yeah, da da da. She'd look at Twinkle and she'd say some like medical term that I didn't understand. And I'd be like, what'd you say? What was that? And she's like, oh yeah, you know, the da-da-da-da-da, the XYZ, like the things that I don't know what they mean, you know? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're saying. Can you please explain that to me in regular language, you know? She's like, I think we could fix Twinkle right up. And I was looking at her like, really? Because I mean, at this point, you know, honestly, we were just kind of monitoring her. I didn't think she'd improved very much, but you know, I mean, she was eating a tiny bit, I guess, but I don't know. I mean, she really hadn't made much of an improvement. So the new vet suggested that we give her fluids, and you know, subcutaneously, that we give her a B12 shot, that we give her a shot for her nausea, and that we put her on a little bit of pain medication, because the vet thought that maybe it was her back that was hurt, right? Like maybe she had like a slipped disc or something like that. Meanwhile, here I am researching all this stuff thinking that it's probably something, you know, much worse than that. So I was like, all right, you know, let's give it a shot. You know, we don't have anything to lose at this point. So we did all of those things. And at that time, the vet was like, you know, would you be opposed to learning how to give her subcutaneous fluids, which is basically an IV, you know, fluids underneath her skin in the back of her neck. And I said, I mean, obviously, if that's going to help her, then yeah, I mean, I'll learn. Now, I want to tell you guys, I'm not a medical person by any means. Like, needles completely freak me out. I am someone who cries when I get my own blood drawn every single time. Like, even when I was pregnant and everything, like, I just cry. I hate needles so much. But if it meant making Twinkle healthy, if it meant a chance that she was going to survive, then of course I was willing to learn. So this vet spent an hour with me. She, you know, went over everything. She showed me exactly how to do it, to give her the fluids, all this stuff. So I came home, and I was supposed to give them to her not the following day, but the day after that. And the first time I went to do it, like, I woke up in the morning and I was like laying in bed, like prepping myself. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. I was shaking. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have to give her an IV. So anyway, I did it. It worked, it happened, it went fine. Twinkle was a trooper, it was awesome. And wouldn't you know it, this cat made a complete turnaround. So I don't know if it was a combination of all of the things that we did for her, or if it was just something that needed time to heal, but Twinkle recovered. So she's doing much better now. It did take probably about 3 or 4 weeks before she got fully back into herself again, but she's doing so much better, to the point now where she's not even throwing up anymore. She's gained weight like every time I've taken her in since then, which I think has been 2 or 3 times for follow-ups. She's gained a little bit more weight, so she's doing really, really well now. So we're really excited about that. Anyway, that's kind of where everything started to go crazy in my life. So Twinkle was really sick. Emmy went through a sleep regression, which was, oh my gosh, I can't even tell you. This little baby was up every 2 hours on the dot for weeks. I could not get her to sleep for anything. Like, it was crazy. And of course, I'm still working, so I'm like trying to get up with her every 2 hours in the middle of the night, going to work the next day, just being a total zombie. And then talking about work, I had this huge exam that I had to study for to get a certification. So they sent me to New Orleans to go to this school, this academy, for a week. So I was away for a week in New Orleans in the beginning of March. And then I had to take this crazy hard exam. Well, not crazy hard. I mean, it's difficult, but whatever. I had to take this exam to get this certification because it was a necessary component of my job so that I can move up and forward next year when, you know, when evaluations come around and stuff like that. So anyway, I was studying my butt off for that. It was totally crazy. Work was going crazy because it was like super busy. I had to go away for a week, but I was still working doing that. It was the first time ever leaving the baby. It was crazy. And then of course, as soon as we get back from New Orleans, the sickness strikes. So the first one that got it was my husband. He got this, like, probably what I have now. It's like a nasal thing that turned into like a bronchitis thing, which is what I'm going through now. Then he got a stomach virus, which I also caught. So we were both sick for an entire week with a stomach virus. He had it 1 week. The day he got better, I got it. So then I was completely sick. It was awful. So we were just scrambling, trying to take care of the baby. I didn't miss any work. I don't know how, but I couldn't eat for a whole entire week. It was just crazy, like totally crazy. Well, I was better for about a week from my stomach virus. I was all geared up, ready to go, and then I got this. So now I've been, this is probably, I think, my 5th or 6th day with this crazy cold flu thing going on. I'm feeling much better, I guess, energy-wise and stuff like that. I'm not feeling as like down and sick as I was before, but I'm still kind of getting over it. As you can hear in my voice, I can barely talk. So anyway, like I said, it's just been one thing after another here. Things hopefully will get back to normal soon. I have a bunch of videos I'm going to be filming for you guys. Billy was kind enough to take the baby for me for the afternoon to give me a little bit of time to film. I have a great Dollar Tree haul that's coming up, so I hope you guys will stay tuned for that. Thank you for listening to my story, my life update story. Again, I'm so sorry I was away for so long, but I really truly missed you guys. And I just also wanted to say thank you so much for all of these sweet messages you sent me, the comments on YouTube and on Instagram, the Facebook messages. I really appreciate it. Yes, I am okay. We're all okay. Thank you so much. We were just going through a rough time for the last couple months. Anyway, thank you guys again so much for watching. Like I said, I've got a Dollar Tree haul. I'm looking at the goodies sitting right behind the camera. I'm going to be filming that next. I hope you guys will check it out. Also got a couple great unboxing videos I'm going to be filming, and then some more stuff coming up too. So please keep your eyes peeled. Thanks again, and welcome back to my channel, everybody. Hope you guys are doing great. Thank you for sticking around, and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye!